Time is the most precious gift we have. Every second that passes is a moment we can never reclaim. So why waste it? Each second holds the potential for growth, healing, and transformation. You deserve to live fully in each moment, honoring the beautiful energy within you. Begin by becoming aware of how you spend your time. Are you holding on to regrets, replaying old conversations, or worrying about the future? Every second spent in fear or doubt is a second stolen from your happiness. You are in control of how you experience your life, and it all starts by choosing to be present. Time is something we often take for granted. It slips by quietly, and before we know it, moments have turned into days, days into years, and years and years into memories. Yet, time is the most precious resource we possess. Unlike money or material things, time cannot be earned back once it's lost. It is finite, and every second matters more than we may realize. The value of time lies in its ability to shape our lives, to create experiences, and to give us the opportunity to become who we are meant to be. Imagine for a moment how different your life could be if you truly recognize the significance of every passing second. Many of us live in a way where time is either wasted or spent on things that don't contribute to our growth or happiness. We may replay old conversations in our minds, dwell on past mistakes, or worry about things we cannot control in the future. In doing so, we lose the present moment, which is where all the magic of life happens. The present is all we ever truly have, yet it is so easy to let it slip away unnoticed. Every second is a choice, a small but powerful opportunity to either move closer to the life you want or further away from it. The way you spend your time reflects your priorities, your values, and your vision for the future. But often we live on autopilot, letting distractions and old habits dictate how our time is used. Social media, mindless entertainment, or endless worrying can consume hours without us even realizing it. It's not that these things are inherently bad, but when they take up more space than they deserve, they steal from the things that really matter: your growth, your relationships, and your dreams. Recognizing that time is precious means learning to live intentionally. It's about being conscious of how you use your time and aligning your actions with your deeper desires and goals. When you make time for the things that uplift you, support your well-being, and move you toward your purpose, you create a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. You begin to experience the power of each moment and how it contributes to the bigger picture of your life. This doesn't mean you need to fill every second with productivity or self-improvement. On the contrary, honoring time also means giving yourself space to rest, to connect with loved ones, and to enjoy the simple pleasures of life. It's about balance. But what it does mean is that you should strive to be aware of how you are spending your time and whether it is adding value to your life or not. One of the most profound changes you can make is to become present in your life. When you live in the moment, you open yourself to the richness of life around you. You become more aware of your surroundings, more connected to the people you interact with, and more attuned to your own needs and desires. The present moment is where your power lies because it's the only time you can truly influence. The past is gone, and the future has not yet arrived. But right now you have the ability to decide how you will think, feel, and act, and those decisions will shape everything that comes after. Being present allows you to use your time in a way that reflects who you are and who you want to become. It helps you break free from the patterns that no longer serve you, whether that's procrastination, self-doubt, or negative thinking. When you stop wasting time on things that drain your energy or hold you back, you create space for new opportunities, new growth, and new levels of joy. Every second becomes an invitation to live your best life, one that is filled with purpose and intention. There is also a deep sense of peace that comes from honoring time. When you understand that time is precious, you no longer feel the need to rush through life. You begin to appreciate the journey as much as the destination. You realize that every experience, no matter how big or small, contributes to your overall growth and understanding. You start to see that even the moments of stillness, the quiet times, are valuable because they allow you to reflect, recharge, and reconnect with your true self. In the end, time is not something to be feared or controlled. It is a gift, one that is meant to be used wisely but also with joy and gratitude. Each second is a reminder that you are alive, capable of change, and full of potential. So choose to spend your time in a way that honors who you are and what you want out of life. Every second matters because it is part of the limited, yet extraordinary, time you have on this earth. Don't let it slip away unnoticed. Cherish it, use it well. And you will find that time gives back far more than it ever takes. Being aware of time is one of the most transformative realizations you can have in life. Often we move through our days without really noticing how we spend our time. Hours slip by in routines, distractions, and unconscious habits, leaving us wondering where the time is gone. Time, however, is our most valuable resource. It is something we can never get back once it has passed, and becoming aware of it allows us to live more intentionally, purposefully, and meaningfully. Awareness of time means being conscious of how you use each moment, understanding that every second you spend has an impact. Whether it's spent working towards a goal, connecting with loved ones, or indulging in self-care, the way you manage your time reflects your priorities and values. Without this awareness, it's easy to fall into patterns of wasted time. Whether it's mindlessly scrolling through social media, overthinking past mistakes, or dwelling in worry about the future. These moments, though seemingly insignificant, add up over time and can rob you of the precious opportunities available in the present. When you become aware of time, you begin to recognize how fleeting and valuable it truly is. You start to notice how easily it can slip away and how quickly it can be lost to things that don't truly matter. It encourages you to take a step back and reflect on whether your daily actions align with your bigger goals and aspirations. Are you spending your time on things that uplift you and bring you closer to the life you want? Or are you allowing distractions, old habits, or negative thinking to drain away the moments that could be spent creating, growing, or simply enjoying life? This awareness invites you to look at your life with a new perspective. You begin to understand that time is not something you have in abundance, it is finite. And because of its finite nature, every moment becomes an opportunity. It becomes a chance to make better decisions, to focus on what truly matters, and to experience life more deeply. When you are aware of time, you also become more aware of how quickly it passes, and this motivates you to make the most of it. Living with an awareness of time is not about rushing through life or trying to cram as much as possible into each day. It's about mindfulness. It's about understanding that each moment is precious and has the potential to shape your future. It allows you to slow down and appreciate the present, to engage fully with what you are doing, and to be more deliberate in your actions. Instead of multitasking and scattering your attention, you focus on one thing at a time, making each activity more meaningful and productive. When you are aware of time, you also develop a greater appreciation for the things that truly matter. You begin to see that relationships, experiences, and personal growth are far more valuable than material possessions or superficial accomplishments. You understand that time spent with loved ones, nurturing your mind and body, or pursuing your passions is time well spent. This shift in perspective helps you let go of the trivial things that once consumed your time, freeing you to focus on what brings real fulfillment. This awareness also helps you break free from the trap of procrastination. Procrastination is often a result of a lack of awareness of time, believing that there will always be more time to do what needs to be done. However, when you are mindful of time, you realize that postponing important tasks only leads to more stress and less productivity in the long run. You become more motivated to take action in the present, understanding that each moment is an opportunity to move forward. Moreover, being aware of time allows you to set clear boundaries. You begin to recognize what activities or people drain your energy and time without adding value to your life. This awareness empowers you to make conscious choices about where you invest your time, ensuring that it aligns with your goals, values, and well-being. You start saying no to the things that don't serve you, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. It's also important to remember that awareness of time includes recognizing the need for rest and relaxation. While it's essential to use your time wisely, it's equally important to give yourself permission to recharge. Being aware of time means understanding the balance between productivity and rest. It's about knowing when to push forward and when to slow down, trusting that both are necessary for a fulfilling life. Ultimately, living with an awareness of time transforms your experience of life. You stop letting time slip away unnoticed, and instead you engage with it fully. You become more present in your everyday activities, more aligned with your purpose, and more mindful of how each second contributes to the bigger picture of your life. This awareness brings a sense of peace, fulfillment, and empowerment, knowing that you are making the most of your time on this earth. Time, after all, is not just something to be managed, it's something to be cherished and honored. The present moment is the most powerful space you can inhabit. It is the only place where life truly happens, the only moment where you can make decisions, change direction, and experience reality. Yet so often people live in the past or the future, either dwelling on what has been or worrying about what might come. When we fail to live in the present, we miss the richness of life unfolding before us. Embracing the power of the present moment means being fully aware, awake, and engaged in what is happening right now, no matter how small or ordinary it may seem. When you live in the present moment, you connect with life in a deeper way. You become more aware of your surroundings, more attuned to the sensations in your body, and more mindful of your thoughts and emotions. This awareness opens up a space for you to experience life as it is, without the distractions of regret, anxiety, or overthinking. The present moment is where peace resides, where clarity and understanding emerge. It is the space where you can find joy, even in the simplest things like a breeze on your face, the sound of laughter, or the feeling of warmth in your body. The mind has a natural tendency to drift away from the present. We often get caught up in memories of the past, replaying events or conversations over and over again, wondering if we could have done something differently. While reflecting on the past can be helpful for learning and growth, dwelling on it keeps us stuck. Similarly, worrying about the future, obsessing over what could go wrong, or trying to control what hasn't happened yet, robs us of the peace available in the present. The future is uncertain, but the present is where you have the power to influence what comes next. Living in the present moment doesn't mean you ignore the past or future entirely. It's about finding balance. It's about understanding that the past is behind you and cannot be changed, and the future is ahead of you and cannot be controlled. What you can control is how you respond to the present moment, how you think, act, and feel right now. Every decision you make in the present is a building block for your future. Every action you take in this moment influences the path ahead. This is why the present is so powerful. It is where your future is created. One of the greatest benefits of living in the present moment is the sense of peace and contentment it brings. When you stop worrying about things you cannot change and focus on what you can do right now, a weight lifts from your shoulders. You realize that you don't need to have everything figured out all at once. You don't need to solve every problem or predict every outcome. All you need to do is take one step right now in the direction that feels right. This focus on the present allows you to move through life with greater ease and grace. The power of the present moment also lies in its ability to free you from negative emotions. When you are fully present, you are less likely to be consumed by anger, frustration, or sadness. Those emotions often arise when we are thinking about something that happened in the past or worrying about what might happen in the future. In the present, however, you have the opportunity to choose how you respond to your circumstances. You can choose to let go of negative thoughts and focus on what brings you joy, peace, or fulfillment. Practicing mindfulness is one of the best ways to stay anchored in the present moment. Mindfulness is the act of bringing your full attention to whatever you are doing right now. Whether you're eating a meal, going for a walk, or working on a project, mindfulness helps you engage with the present rather than allowing your mind to wander. It helps you slow down and appreciate the richness of life as it is happening. Through mindfulness, you cultivate a deeper connection to yourself, to others, and to the world around you. Another aspect of living in the present is learning to accept things as they are. Often we resist the present because it doesn't match our expectations or desires. We may want things to be different, and this desire for control can create tension and frustration. However, when you learn to accept the present as it is, without judgment or resistance, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or settling. It means acknowledging reality and working with it, rather than fighting against it. By embracing the power of the present moment, you open yourself to a more fulfilling, peaceful, and joyful life. You learn to appreciate the beauty in each moment, to connect more deeply with yourself and others, and to live with a greater sense of purpose and presence. The present moment is where life happens. It's where you have the power to create, to grow, and to experience the fullness of who you are. When you learn to live fully in the present, you unlock the true potential of your life, one moment at a time. The thoughts you think have an immense power over your life, more than most people realize. Every thought you entertain carries energy, and that energy shapes your reality in ways both subtle and profound. Whether you're aware of it or not, your thoughts influence your actions, your emotions, and ultimately the experiences you attract into your life. By consciously choosing your thoughts, you can begin to transform your external world from the inside out. The process starts with understanding that your mind is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used to build or to destroy. The first step in shaping your reality with your thoughts is recognizing the connection between your mind and your experience of the world. Often people believe that external circumstances are the sole cause of their emotions and reactions. However, it's not the situation itself, but how you interpret and respond to it that truly affects your state of being. Two people can face the same challenge, but their thoughts about it can lead to vastly different outcomes. One may see it as an opportunity to grow, while the other may view it as a setback. The difference lies in their thinking. Your thoughts create your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your perception of the world. When you think positively about yourself, your capabilities, and the future, you begin to see possibilities rather than obstacles. This mental framework encourages you to take actions that align with your goals because you believe they are achievable. On the other hand, when you harbor negative thoughts, self-doubt, fear, or feelings of unworthiness, you create a mindset of limitation. You might hesitate to pursue opportunities or settle for less than you deserve, not because you are incapable, but because your thoughts have convinced you otherwise. It's essential to be mindful of the thoughts you allow to dominate your mind. Many people live on autopilot, with their thoughts racing from one topic to the next, often without realizing the impact this mental chatter has on their lives. If your mind is constantly filled with worries, fears, or self-criticism, you'll notice those patterns reflected in your life. These thoughts can create stress, dissatisfaction, and even illness. But by becoming aware of your thinking patterns, you can start to shift them in a more positive direction. One of the most powerful aspects of thought is its ability to influence your emotional state. When you think uplifting, affirming thoughts, you create positive emotions like joy, gratitude, and peace. Conversely, negative thoughts generate feelings of fear, anger, or sadness. Your emotions, in turn, affect your energy and vibration, which influences the experiences you attract. If you're vibrating at a high, positive frequency, you're more likely to attract people, opportunities, and circumstances that match that energy. When your thoughts are low and negative, you draw in situations that reflect that negativity. This understanding of how your thoughts shape reality empowers you to take responsibility for your life. Instead of feeling like a victim of circumstances, you realize that you have the power to change your experience by changing your thoughts. It doesn't mean that life will always be easy or that you won't face challenges, but it does mean that you can approach those challenges with a mindset that fosters growth rather than defeat. A crucial part of this process is developing self-awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts that arise in your mind throughout the day. Are they predominantly negative or positive? Are they empowering or limiting? Once you become aware of your habitual thoughts, you can begin to replace the ones that don't serve you with thoughts that do. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never be able to do this," you can consciously replace it with, "I'm capable of figuring this out." Visualization is another powerful tool for shaping your reality through thought. When you vividly imagine yourself achieving your goals or living the life you desire, you create a mental blueprint for success. The more you focus on these positive images, the more your mind begins to believe they are possible, and you start to take actions that align with that vision. Visualization helps you maintain a clear focus on what you want, rather than what you fear or lack. It's also important to practice gratitude, as it shifts your focus from what's missing in your life to what you already have. When you cultivate an attitude of gratitude, you attract more of what you appreciate. Gratitude raises your vibration and helps you feel more positive, which in turn draws in more good things. The more you focus on what's going right in your life, the more you open yourself up to receive abundance. Lastly, remember that changing your thoughts and shaping your reality is an ongoing practice. It requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. You won't always be able to control every thought, and that's okay. What matters is that you become more intentional with your thinking and recognize when you're slipping into old patterns. Over time, with conscious effort, your thoughts will naturally shift toward a more empowering and positive direction, and as they do, your reality will follow suit. In the end, the world you experience is largely a reflection of the thoughts you choose to focus on. By nurturing thoughts that are aligned with the life you want to create, you become the architect of your reality, building a life that reflects your true potential and desires. Living with intention means approaching each day with purpose, clarity, and awareness. It involves making conscious choices that align with your values, goals, and desires, rather than simply reacting to life's circumstances. When you live intentionally, you take ownership of your life. You decide what matters most to you and make decisions that support your vision. This way of living allows you to create a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling, rather than one that is dictated by external pressures or habitual patterns. Intentional living starts with understanding what you truly want out of life. Many people go through life without taking the time to reflect on their deeper desires or what gives their life meaning. They get caught up in routines, responsibilities, or societal expectations, often without questioning whether those things are actually aligned with their true self. Living intentionally invites you to pause, reflect, and ask yourself, what do I want my life to stand for? What brings me joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose? By gaining clarity on these questions, you set the foundation for making choices that align with your deepest values. Once you understand what matters to you, the next step is to bring that understanding into your daily actions. Intentional living isn't about making grand, sweeping changes overnight. It's about making small, mindful decisions each day that move you closer to your vision. This can be as simple as choosing to spend time on activities that bring you joy or deciding to let go of habits that no longer serve you. Each moment presents an opportunity to choose how you respond to life, and when you approach each moment with intention, you begin to shape your life in meaningful ways. An important part of intentional living is setting clear goals and priorities. Without clear direction, it's easy to get pulled into distractions or lose focus. Intentional living asks you to be mindful of how you spend your time and energy. Are you investing in things that move you toward your goals, or are you getting caught up in activities that don't really matter? By setting clear priorities, you give yourself a roadmap for how to allocate your time and resources. This doesn't mean your life becomes rigid or overly structured, but it does mean you have a sense of direction that guides your choices. In addition to setting goals, intentional living also involves being present in the moment. So often we go through life on autopilot, not fully aware of our thoughts, actions, or surroundings. When you live intentionally, you cultivate mindfulness, the practice of being fully present and aware in each moment. This allows you to experience life more fully, to appreciate the little things, and to respond to challenges with greater clarity. Mindfulness helps you stay connected to your values and goals, so you can make choices that reflect what truly matters to you. Living with intention also means being mindful of the relationships you cultivate and the people you surround yourself with. Your environment and the energy of those around you have a significant impact on your mindset and overall well-being. Intentional living encourages you to surround yourself with people who uplift, inspire, and support you, while also being mindful of the relationships that may drain your energy or pull you away from your path. This doesn't mean you cut off everyone who doesn't align with your vision, but it does mean being discerning about where you invest your time and emotional energy. Another key aspect of intentional living is embracing the power of choice. At any given moment, you have the ability to choose how you think, feel, and act. While you can't always control external circumstances, you can control your response to them. This realization is empowering because it reminds you that you are not a passive observer in your own life, you are the creator of your experience. By choosing thoughts, actions, and attitudes that align with your intentions, you take responsibility for your life and its outcomes. Intentional living also requires a sense of self-compassion and flexibility. There will be times when life doesn't go according to plan or when you fall into old habits. Living intentionally doesn't mean striving for perfection. It means being gentle with yourself when things don't go as expected and having the courage to realign with your values when you veer off course. It's a process of continually learning, growing, and adjusting, knowing that each moment presents a new opportunity to make a different choice. Finally, intentional living involves creating a balance between doing and being. While it's important to set goals and take action, it's equally important to make time for rest, reflection, and simply being. This balance allows you to stay connected to yourself and prevents burnout. When you make space for quiet moments, you give yourself the opportunity to listen to your inner wisdom, recharge your energy, and gain perspective on what truly matters. In living intentionally, you create a life that feels authentic, aligned, and purposeful. You become more attuned to your desires and values, and you make choices that reflect them. This way of living leads to greater fulfillment, deeper relationships, and a sense of peace, knowing that you are actively shaping a life that is meaningful to you. Each day becomes an opportunity to move closer to the life you envision, one intentional choice at a time. Life is made up of moments, each one fleeting, each one filled with potential. Maximizing every moment is about embracing the present and making the most of the time you have. It's about living with purpose, being aware of how you spend your time, and consciously deciding to engage fully in whatever you're doing. In a world where distractions are everywhere and time seems to slip away so easily, learning to maximize every moment is a powerful practice that can lead to a more meaningful and fulfilling life. One of the first steps in maximizing each moment is cultivating mindfulness. Being mindful means being fully present, not allowing your mind to wander off into worries about the future or regrets about the past. It's easy to go through the motions of your day on autopilot, barely aware of the little moments that make up your life. When you become mindful, you start to notice those moments. You savor your morning coffee, pay attention to the conversation you're having, or feel the sun on your skin during a walk. These simple acts of awareness transform ordinary moments into experiences rich with meaning. Mindfulness also helps you stay focused. We live in a time where multitasking is glorified, but trying to do many things at once often leaves us feeling scattered and unproductive. Instead of giving partial attention to multiple things, it's far more effective to focus entirely on one task at a time. Whether you're working on a project, spending time with loved ones, or even relaxing, giving your full attention allows you to be more present, more productive, and more engaged. This focus turns even small tasks into opportunities for growth and learning. Another key to maximizing every moment is recognizing the value of time. Time is one of the most precious resources you have, and unlike money or material possessions, it can never be replaced. Once a moment is gone, it's gone forever. When you become aware of this, you start to treat your time with greater respect. You become more discerning about how you spend it, choosing activities that align with your values and contribute to your growth and happiness. This doesn't mean you have to be productive every minute of the day, but it does mean being intentional with your time. To make the most of your time, it's important to identify what truly matters to you. What are the activities, goals, and relationships that bring you joy and fulfillment? When you have clarity on these, you can prioritize them over the things that drain your energy or don't contribute to your well-being. Maximizing your moments often involves saying no to distractions, obligations, or habits that don't serve your greater purpose. By doing so, you create space for what really matters. Another way to maximize every moment is by embracing change and uncertainty. Life is constantly shifting, and no two moments are ever the same. Instead of resisting change or clinging to a desire for control, learn to flow with the unpredictability of life. Embrace each moment for what it is, knowing that every experience, whether good or bad, has something to teach you. Even difficult moments can be opportunities for growth if you choose to approach them with curiosity and openness. When you're able to adapt to life's changes, you become more resilient, more flexible, and better equipped to make the most of every situation. Maximizing every moment also means learning to let go of perfectionism. Sometimes we hold ourselves back from fully engaging in life because we're waiting for the perfect circumstances or the right time. But there is no perfect moment, only the present one. If you're always waiting for things to be just right, you'll miss out on countless opportunities to experience joy, connection, and growth. Instead of striving for perfection, embrace the beauty of imperfection. Be willing to take risks, make mistakes, and learn as you go. When you let go of the need to have everything figured out, you free yourself to live more fully in each moment. Gratitude is another essential practice for maximizing every moment. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your attention from what's lacking to what's already abundant in your life. Gratitude helps you appreciate the small, everyday moments that might otherwise go unnoticed. It turns mundane tasks into opportunities to reflect on how fortunate you are. By practicing gratitude, you create a mindset that recognizes the value of every experience, no matter how small or routine it may seem. This mindset allows you to make the most of each moment because you see it as a gift. Lastly, maximizing every moment involves taking action. It's not enough to simply think about what you want out of life, you have to take steps toward it. Whether it's pursuing a passion, deepening a relationship, or working on personal growth, each moment offers a chance to move closer to your goals. Action doesn't have to be big or dramatic. Even small steps can add up to significant progress over time. The key is to keep moving forward, knowing that every action you take is an opportunity to create the life you desire. In the end, maximizing every moment is about living with awareness, intention, and purpose. It's about appreciating the present, focusing on what matters, and taking action to create the life you want. When you make the decision to fully engage in each moment, you unlock the potential for a more meaningful, joyful, and fulfilling life.